welcome back to the Imagine with Keira podcast. I'm so glad you're all here today. I am about to interview Miss Connecticut's Teen 2023, Emily Anastasio, I believe is how you pronounce her last name. She is super cool. We are both tap dancers, and so I love that already. Her service initiative is about Alzheimer's awareness, and I cannot wait to hear more about her story and her journey to Miss America's Teen coming up in about 2 weeks now. So catch ya when she joins. And welcome back to the Imagine with Keira podcast. I have another very special guest today, and I'll have her introduce herself.
Hi, everyone. First of all, thank you, Keira, for having me on. This is my first podcast. I am very excited. But for those who don't know me, my name is Emily Anastasio, and I am the current Miss Connecticut's Teen 2023.
Yay! Thank you again for joining us. I cannot wait to get into these questions and find out a little bit more about you. So right away, I want to know, why did you join the Miss America organization initially?
So I am currently a freshman in college, and I know some of my other national sister queens can attest to this, but as a freshman in college, you need scholarships to kind of pay off your student debt and your loans and to pay your way through college. So when I first joined and started competing in the Miss Connecticut Scholarship Organization, my main focus was to gain scholarships to help me go and pay college and my tuition, but also being a part of the Miss America and Miss Connecticut organization for 7 years now. I have made so many good friends competing and even not competing, and I wanted to continue to make those friends and those sisters and those connections. So mainly my basis for starting in this organization was the scholarships, but also the sisterhood.
Amazing. And everybody's journey is a little bit different. So I'm interested in finding out what yours looked like. You said I think you've been involved for 7 years, I think you said?
Yes.
So what did those 7 years look like for you?
So I actually got into the organization before I started getting involved. So I met my first Miss Connecticut in 2012, and her name was Emily Audibert, and she came to my elementary school and gave a talk about her CSI, which had to do with Michelle Obama's Fuel Up to Play 60 and kind of getting children to move. And so my elementary school is actually the first in our state of Connecticut to start the early morning program. So we started at 7:30, and so she came early in the morning while we were doing one of our Zumba lessons, and it kind of got me really curious into the world of Miss Connecticut and the pageant world. And then I kept in contact with the Miss Connecticut's after her, 2013, Caitlin Tarpey, and 2014, Acacia Courtney. And they were really some of my biggest role models growing up. And then in 2016, 2017 is when I actually started to join the organization. I started off as Connecticut Princess, and I started to learn the inner workings of the organization and what competing looked like. And I just was a princess for 1 year, and then the next year I turned 12, which was my kind of start of age eligibility, but I didn't feel ready to start competing, and I didn't start competing until 2022 when Peyton Troth was Miss Connecticut's Outstanding Teen. Love her. I've known her for years, so getting to compete with her and all the other girls that competed that year was absolutely amazing. I learned so much about myself, and I thought that I had finally got it out of my system then, but I had a gut feeling that this was my last year of eligibility in teen. Just go for it. Something good is going to come out of it. And here we are today. I am the current Miss Connecticut's Teen 2023. And in about 2 weeks, I'll be flying to Orlando to compete for the job of Miss America's Teen, which is absolutely insane. But I've wanted this for so long, and I'm so excited.
That's so amazing. I love hearing everybody's journey in this organization, especially because so many of us have been around for so long. Like, we're just now able to compete and stuff, and it's really cool to see. So tell us a little bit about your CSI.
Yes, so my CSI is called Alzheimer's Awareness, and with this program, I work to educate those on the effects that Alzheimer's has on patients and their caretakers, while also raising funds for the Alzheimer's Association to fund research that hopefully one day we will have a cure. And kind of what started my love and passion for researching for Alzheimer's and educating people was both of my great-grandmothers had Alzheimer's, and both of them have sadly passed away, but one passed away from Alzheimer's while one had Alzheimer's. And with that experience, I got to learn the different spectrum and all the different kind of resources to get into when you're learning about Alzheimer's, and the Alzheimer's Association has been a great one. But the great grandmother that I had that passed away from Alzheimer's, we saw how the disease really affected her mental state, and she forgot how to eat, she forgot how to drink, she forgot how to talk, and that was kind of the ultimate cause of her death. And then my other great grandmother didn't forget major things of how to eat, how to talk, how to kind of function in her everyday life, but she forgot the little things. But we also saw that this disease is not a forgetful disease like everybody thinks it is. It also causes mood swings and mental health issues, and that's kind of what I want to educate people, young and old, on, so we can hopefully find a cure someday and make my great grandmothers proud.
That's amazing. Yeah, I know so many people who have been affected by Alzheimer's at some level in their life. And so I think your service initiative really does have a great impact. So tell us a little bit about your talent.
Yeah, so I don't want to share too much.
Of course.
So for those who know me, I am a dancer. I've been a competitive dancer for 16 years now, and my favorite style is tap. So I will be competing a tap routine on the Miss America's Teen stage. And a little hint for you all, because I don't want to spoil it before Miss America's Teen, but those who know me, again, know I'm the biggest Elton John fan ever, and we can get into that more if you would like to, but I am the biggest Elton John fan ever. So my talent does have a little bit to do with Elton John, and is a tap dance. So maybe you guys, before I compete, can see if you can figure out what song I'm doing and kind of the route I'm taking with that. But yeah, I'm excited to perform on a national stage. As I said, I'm a competitive dancer of 16 years now, so I've been basically growing up on the stage, but competing on a stage of this level is something that I've dreamed about ever since I first started dancing and competing at the age of 2.
Wow. Yeah. Best friends already. I love tap so much. I grew up tapping. My whole family were tap dancers. It's like a weird thing. And I love Elton John too. So I'd love to hear about your Elton John obsession a little bit more.
Yes, of course. So it's actually not the traditional route if you really think about it, but my grandparents, I always grew up around them listening to older music. My grandfather loved Jimmy Buffett and Billy Joel and John Denver. Actually, before I logged on to Zoom with you for this podcast, I was listening to Country Roads Take Me Home. So my grandmother always loved ABBA and Elton John and Queen, so I grew up listening to that kind of music, but I didn't really get into it much. I knew a couple of songs, but as I grew older, I kind of started to delve into my growing as a person, obviously, and delve into my own music taste. And I started listening to Elton John more, and I just fell in love with his music. My favorite song of his is Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. I love the message. I love the lyrics. I just love the purpose of it. It's honestly my favorite song right now, overall, out of all the songs that are out in the world today. And I also love what he stands for. Elton John as a person is just absolutely incredible. I read his memoir. I watched his biopic, Rocket Man, which is probably one of my favorite movies ever. But he's gone through so much, as a person over his 76 years of life, but he's still perseverant and he still wants to help people, especially with his AIDS Foundation. And that kind of just pushes me to be a better person and kind of keep pushing, even though things might be hard right now. There's something that lies beyond the yellow brick road for me, and I'm excited to see what it is.
I love it. Yes, Elton John is amazing, and I love that story so much. Well, I can't wait to see what song you actually are tap dancing to on the Miss America's Teen stage. I'm sure it's going to be amazing. So tell us, of course, tell us a little bit about your favorite phase of competition in the Miss America opportunity.
So I actually have a tie for this one. It's kind of not common to have multiple phases of competition, but I love talent, obviously, as a competitive dancer for almost all of my life. I've been dancing, like I said, on stages since I was 2 years old. So getting to compete on a stage of this caliber is absolutely beyond my wildest dreams. And I just love to tap dance. I love to dance in general. So getting to compete dance on a national stage like this and competing for a job with that talent is absolutely incredible. And I love to dance. It's been my passion since, obviously, like I've said, since I was 2. So that's exciting. But I also love interview. Hasn't always been my favorite, but getting to share a connection with the judges just one-on-one for 5.5 minutes is something that's really unique. I feel like about this organization is the judges really want to get to know you. And I have anxiety, growing up with anxiety. Public speaking has not always been my favorite thing, but that's one of the things that I have gained from this organization is confidence and help in my ability for public speaking. And I absolutely love interview now. Every time I get to mock, I get so excited, even though I'm still a little bit nervous. But I absolutely love interview. I absolutely love talent, and I can't wait to compete in those phases in just 2 weeks.
Yes, I love interview too, and I feel like the moment when you get out of the interview room, it's such a rush of adrenaline that it's like it's the best feeling in the world.
Absolutely.
Let's see what else. So you are a freshman in college right now, right?
Yes,
Amazing.
correct.
So tell us a little bit about your college/career goals looking forward.
Of course. So, yes, like you said, I am a freshman in college. I actually just came home on Tuesday, finished our finals week at Springfield College in Springfield, Massachusetts. So, I've been coming down every weekend to do appearances, obviously residing in Massachusetts for college and living in Connecticut. But yes, I am a freshman at Springfield College. It's been a whirlwind. But I absolutely love college life. I am hoping to graduate in 2027 with my Bachelor of Arts and hope to major in communication, sports journalism. And then in the future, I hope to become a sports broadcaster on ESPN or NESN. Those who know me know I am a humongous sports fan. Red Sox, Giants, Bruins, Celtics, love them all. And I love getting to watch sports games with my family, and that's kind of how I grew up. I was born into a huge sports family, so it's always been a part of my life, and this is something that I realized as a freshman in high school that I wanted to pursue as a career. So going to college for that and getting to experience being on a podcast like this is something that I could do in the future is absolutely wild, but I absolutely love sports, and I want to be able to provide that love for other younger generations as well.
That's so cool. So now that you are in college, how much scholarship money have you earned through the Miss America organization?
I have earned $2,800
That's
just in
awesome.
competing in the Miss Connecticut Scholarship Organization. I hope to earn more at Miss America's team,
Yes,
but
fingers crossed.
yes, fingers crossed. As a college student, it's sometimes can be hard to pay your tuition and your student loans, but as I said at the beginning, the scholarship portion has helped me greatly in my past years competing, and hopefully you'll be able to pay off my college and maybe sneak in a transfer there to University of Alabama with our scholarships with the Miss America's Teen organization there. But yeah, the scholarship portion is definitely helping me get through college. Even just this first semester, it paid off quite a bit of my student loans and my tuition. So $2,800 so far, but hopefully more at Miss America's
Yes,
Teen.
absolutely. Yeah, right around the corner. Hoping for more for you.
Yes.
Let's see what else. So you've been a part of this organization for a long time. You've watched a lot of girls compete. You've competed yourself. So what advice would you have for somebody that's either hoping to take your job someday or a different state title across the nation?
So, like I mentioned, the age eligibility for me when I was able to compete started at 12. Now, I believe the teen is 13 to 18. And a lot of people come up to me and ask me for advice and what they should do if they're thinking about competing, if they're not really ready to. And I honestly say, just go for it. That's my biggest advice that I give to girls that ask what to do when they want to compete is just go for it. Honestly, I really do sometimes regret not starting to compete earlier because I've met so many of my best friends in this organization. I've gained so many scholarships, so many life lessons that I can use in the future, hopefully in my future career, but just go for it. You never know what's going to happen in the future and what the future holds for you. And if you just take that leap of faith, have that confidence in yourself, you're going to learn and gain so much. And I promise you, it definitely will be worth it.
That's great advice, especially for girls that are, just starting. I really like that. That's really good.
Thank
Um,
you.
let's see what else. Okay. I think this is a pretty hard question, but it's a fun one. So, not too scary, but in my opinion, it would be hard to answer. What are you most excited for Miss America Week?
So I actually just answered this question at my send-off on Saturday, and I had two things that I was the most excited for. The first was just getting there and getting to compete at Miss America's Teen. This is literally a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. You're never going to get the opportunity to compete at Miss America's Teen ever again. So being one of the 51 representatives and for my state and for my city of Meriden, Connecticut, is absolutely wonderful. I'm so excited to represent my state and my hometown. And like I said, being at Miss America's Teen in itself is just so exciting and such an incredible opportunity. But I'm also very, very excited to meet all of the girls. We've been waiting for months and months now to kind of connect in person, and now all 51 of us and the 51 misses will finally get to meet. So I'm excited to spend this once in a lifetime opportunity with all of these other girls, and I know that it's just going to be absolutely amazing, not only just competing for the title of Miss America's Teen, but also competing with my sisters.
That's so cool. I can only imagine your excitement right now. I mean, I'm looking at the layout of the week. They keep posting new information, and like between the Red Gala that's like a Giovanni fashion show and everything
Yes,
else. Oh my goodness, you're going to have the time of your life. I cannot wait to see
absolutely.
all the social media posts. It's going to be so fun to live vicariously through you guys. Let's see what else. Okay, this is one that I always find interesting to ask because so many people have different things about this. So, do you have any like pageant superstitions or traditions you follow?
Honestly, not really. Like
Really?
I said, I haven't been a pageant girl
Yeah.
for that long. Obviously, performing in competitions for dance has kind of helped me to stabilize myself in this world, but there's not many superstitions I feel like that I follow. I kind of do the deep breath thing before I go on
Yes.
stage in every phase because, with my anxiety, it's even if I feel like I'm not nervous, you're always a little bit
Oh
nervous
yeah.
before every phase of competition. And that cute little kiss kiss nee nee knock knock that they used to do in Dance Moms. I know I do that all the time too, but I don't feel like I believe I really partake in any superstitions. Maybe that'll change once I get to Miss America's Teen and I hear all the stories from all the other girls, but for right now I don't believe that I have. Maybe I have and I'm not remembering, but maybe I'll learn some.
Yes. Oh yes. I've noticed even people like there's different ones that I've noticed. Like some girls will like wrap themselves in a giant blanket. I just had a girl tell me that she did that. There's like other random ones like what they eat beforehand. I don't know. It's just kind of interesting. Let's see. I had some questions written down and I thought I wrote them down here. Let me check. Okay, so Miss America's Teen Prep is very much underway for you right now, I assume, with like 2 weeks left. So, what does a normal day in your life look like right now?
So obviously, like I said, I just came home from college. So being a freshman in college and also being a state title holder while preparing to hopefully become a national title holder was crazy in itself. But now that I'm home, I've been able to kind of relax a little bit more. The next 2 Saturdays, I have full prep sessions filled with mock interviews, walking prep, talent prep, and just kind of wrapping everything up to make sure that we have everything, Gina and I, my Miss Connecticut, everything that we need to go into becoming Miss America and Miss America's Teen. So right now, a day in my life looks like waking up 9 a.m. maybe. I'm able to sleep in finally, not have to get up early for college classes and worry about any of that. Check my email to see if I get any emails from the national organization or my prep team, and then kind of go over my paperwork and then check the news. I check the news every single day because as the oldest contestant, I'm 18, turning 19, January 18th, so right after the competition. You never know what you're going to get asked. I am a legal adult, so some questions may be harder, some questions may be easier, depending on what the judges may see, as I am the oldest contestant. So I check the news every day to see what's going on, not just in the state of Connecticut, not just in the country, but also in the world, because worldly issues are also our issues. And then I have some breakfast, I watch some TV, then I check back into the news. Kind of, my sister and my mom are both away at school, so I try to check in with them. And then whenever my mom comes home, she likes to mock interview me a lot. That's what I tell people all the time. I get mock interviews for my prep team, but the person that mocks me the hardest is my mother. So then she'll kind of throw some questions at me and just ask me where I am for prep, if I'm feeling good. And then I'll send some messages out to my prep team to see how the week is going to look. And then kind of just relax for my mental state because I know I've been at college for 4 months and then now I'm having this little break for the holidays, and then in 2 weeks we're going to be off to Florida, so I'm not going to have that much time to kind of relax. So being able to relax now is something that I really try to integrate as, part of my day. Even if it's not part of the prep, I just try to make sure that I'm able to relax now because I know things are going to get pretty hectic once we get down in Florida.
Absolutely, yeah. Take the time to rest now when you can. This is like a totally, I don't even have this written down, but now that I know that you're a tap dancer, I have to ask, do you know who Nicole Billow is by chance?
I feel like I've heard the name.
So she was Miss Rhode Island in like the 90s, and she won talent at Miss America as a tap dancer, and she now runs a studio, and she's super cool. She's crazy talented. I watch all of her TikToks all the time.
I was going to say, is she on TikTok?
Yeah.
Did she do a routine, I feel like was Sing Sing Sing,
yes.
maybe?
Yes.
Yes, I know exactly who you're talking about.
So cool. Yeah, so I was gonna recommend you checked her out if you hadn't before. But
I know who she is, and she's very amazing. I watch her TikToks all the time, and sometimes when she posts about new steps that her students learn, I try to do them myself. So
yeah, that's so cool. I had to throw that in there real quick. Let's see. So what has been your best moment as Miss Connecticut's teen so far?
Oh boy, that's a pretty tough question because my actual 6-month anniversary was on the 18th, so 3 days ago, which is very exciting, but also, oh my goodness, I have 6 months left now. But to answer your question, I feel like, as I mentioned before, getting to represent my city of Meriden, Connecticut, my hometown, is something that's so incredibly, important to me. And getting to go out into the community and go to events that I attended as a young child is absolutely incredible. Now I'm not a young child attending these events. I'm a public figure. I'm an influencer. And having people in my community come up to me and say how proud they are of me at these events that I grew up going to is absolutely amazing. I love going out into my community of Meriden and seeing the smiles that I bring to everybody's faces, and see former teachers and former classmates come up to me and say, oh my goodness, this is so exciting. We're so proud to have you representing not only us in the state of Connecticut, but our small little circle in the community of Meriden. So being able to represent my city, as I am the actual first Meriden, Connecticut resident to represent the state of Connecticut or our city on a national stage at Miss America or Miss America's Teen, is very exciting. So I'm excited to do that and really represent my not only state but hometown.
That's so incredible. I mean, you're going down in history of your hometown just by going to Miss America's Teen. I shouldn't say just, but with this experience, this accomplishment of yours, and that's so remarkable. Let's see, what else? So I always like to ask this question. I know it's usually people's least favorite interview question, but I think it gives you a chance to promote yourself a little bit. Judges, I assume, are looking through your social media nowadays, so it's good to, yes, hopefully they are, see all the work you're doing. So I think it's good to always ask this. So why should you be the next Miss America's Teen?
So I actually was watching all of your podcast episodes with all of the other teen title holders that you've done them with so far, and getting to see their answers is actually very insightful and very fun. But I believe that I should be the next Miss America's Teen because I'm very experienced. Well, maybe not experienced, more in the competition and pageant side of things. I'm the oldest contestant going to compete. I'm a freshman in college. I've seen the outside world after high school, so I know what kind of questions that a title holder may get asked about politics or just real world issues, and I know how to kind of construct myself to answer those questions. I also really feel that I am capable of advocating for my passions on a national platform. So I feel that being Miss America's Teen is definitely the right role for me, and I'm excited to hopefully get to fulfill that role.
That's amazing. Yes, I am so excited to see your journey, not only, like I've said, like through this organization. Of course, you've done amazing things. You're headed to Miss America's Teen, but also now knowing that you want to go into sports broadcasting and such. Hopefully, I'll see you on the TV someday. That'd be really cool.
Hopefully.
Let's see what else. Yeah, I think that's all of like the major questions I had for you today. I always like to give people a chance to plug anything going on in their lives, fundraisers, events, anything, whatever you want to share. So now would be your time to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, obviously, with the holidays coming up and Miss America's Teen right around the corner, there are not a lot of events that I'm putting on myself. Obviously, my send off was last Saturday, and that was great. But hopefully, after Miss America's Teen, as the national title, hopefully, or just as Miss Connecticut's teen, either I'll be so grateful for to continue having. But I am going to hopefully hold some fundraisers for the Miss Connecticut Scholarship Organization as well as raise money for Alzheimer's. But I'm just excited to be here, and I want to take this time to thank you so much for having me on. I obviously, like I said, interviews sometimes make me a little bit nervous, but I love to have this time to talk with people because as many people might not think, this is also an opportunity and a chance to mock interview. So getting this opportunity has been absolutely wonderful, and I'm so thankful for you to giving me this platform to kind of speak about my journey as Miss Connecticut's teen into the Miss America's Teen crown.
Of course, and I'm a firm believer that if you're a little bit nervous for an interview, it means that you care. So I think It's great to have a little bit of nerves in there. So how can people follow you on social media?
Yes, so if you would like to follow my journey for my title holder journey to Miss America's Teen as Miss Connecticut's Teen, just my life journey, because I post about all different types of things on my title holder account. My Instagram is Miss America's Teen CT. My TikTok is Miss America CT. My Facebook is Miss Connecticut's Teen. And then if you want to follow with all of the other things that I post in my life, my Instagram is m.louise with an extra E at the end. My TikTok is msparkles05. My Facebook is Emily Anastasio.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much again. You are incredible, and I'm so grateful to have interviewed you now. Also,
so much.
Of course, and by the way, I'll be there for Miss America Week. I'll be in the audience watching, and I'll be at all of the little events throughout the week. So if you need anything ever, just let me know, and I'll be there to cheer you on.
Yay, thank you so much. That's so exciting.
Well, thank you so much again for joining me, and best of luck with everything in your future. I'm very excited to see everything that's in store for you.
Thank you so much. I obviously wanted to also say that you are doing an absolutely amazing job as not only a title holder, but as a person and as a role model. And I've enjoyed following your journey, and hopefully I'll see you on the national stage sometime soon.
You're so sweet. Thank you so much.
Of course.
Thank you. And yeah, I'll see you in like 2 weeks.
See you in 2 weeks.
Bye.
Bye.
Yet another incredible young lady. I'm so grateful to have interviewed her as always. And my favorite thing about doing these podcasts is that I now have all of these friends from all across the nation. And they're truly incredible people, and they're going to go off and do amazing things. And now I know them. Isn't that crazy? But anyways, thank you again for joining today. I really hope you loved that story. And if you're interested in the stories of other girls who are currently competing for the title of Miss America's Teen, I highly recommend you check out my other episodes. I've interviewed several state title holders now, and each story is incredibly unique, and every girl is phenomenal. Every single time. I leave so motivated and excited, and it's so cool. But anyways, if you would like to be the next guest, or if you think somebody you know would be a great next guest on the Imagine with Keira podcast, feel free to message me through my email at imaginewithkeira@gmail.com. You can also find me on Instagram at Imagine with Keira, and my title holder Instagram account, Miss Fresno County Teen. I'm also on TikTok at BlondieBix, and my channels that this podcast goes on right now are YouTube and on Spotify at Imagine with Keira. Thank you so much for joining me again today, and I will catch you on the next episode. Be water, my friend. I'm Keira Bixler, and this is Imagine with Keira.